Welcome back to part 21 of the Play Along of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. No, there's nothing there. We're gonna be finishing the rest of Flying Battery. If those platforms will come down, yes please? Okay, so there's not really much left of Flying Battery, just one last electrosuction. And then we go in this room and... Holy touchable lasers, Batman! We're trapped! Oh dear, is that another laser? That is another laser. No! Don't shoot the battery! What's wrong with you? So while Egg Robo goes all, "Stop blocking what I don't like" on me, I'll share some info that everyone likely knows already, but I'm inclined to share anyway. Due to time constraints in the 94, Sonic Team ended up releasing only half of what was supposed to be Sonic the Hedgehog 3. 6 months later, the team finished development of the other half and released it as Sonic and Knuckles. The latter cartridge in particular had a special lock-on technology that allowed it to connect with the Sonic 3 cartridge for the complete story, hence Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So, one more shot out of that laser and then Egg Robo finally realizes the mistake of shooting down his ship while he's still on it, and now we have an escape sequence similar to that of the one in Marble Garden. Feels like something out of a James Bond movie because of the music. I like a spin dash up that part because if I run up and don't make it up the next part, I'm pretty much crushed, and there's another extra life! And then there's a 10-ring box over here. I don't know why. What's more important though is that the Flying Battery is no longer flying. It's actually a descending quite rapidly battery now. And this little piece of metal is all we have left. It's like an ice cream bar falling off the stick. Not pleasant. Say goodbye to the battery, everyone. Sad face. I better know who we see next. Robotnik, what? No! Why are you here? You're ruining the epic struggle between Knuckles and Egg Robo. So yeah, the good old doctor shows up here, and story-wise, I haven't the foggiest idea why, but he's packing a flamethrower, and did you see any rings bounce there? Did you see any rings bounce there? I didn't. So this variation of the Flying Battery boss only swings twice before inching towards you again. Combined with the constant flame throwing he does, it's pretty dangerous. But gliding from left to right occasionally is a fine countermeasure. A shame you can't aim that flamethrower, huh? Just one more hit. Pow! That takes care of you. Alright, let's go bust that capsule and put the finishing touches on what was the best zone ever. Makes me sad. So sadly, we must say goodbye to Flying Battery, but not only because it's not there anymore, but because this is the end of Act 2. And in its place, one of the most troublesome zones, Sandopolis. Oh, this one's a headache and a half, I tell you. I'm a bit saddened by this coming immediately after Flying Battery. Climbing up here gives us access to 10 more rings and an invincibility canister machine. We might need every last second, because this zone, despite it looking pretty and having a neat shimmer effect in the air, and Egyptian hieroglyphs, and Arabian-style music, and a lovely gradient sky that reminds me of the Lion King for some reason, it's all a ruse! Sandopolis is nothing short of a nightmare. And this is just me looking for portals that aren't there. That's fine. You can't have the treasure without the hunt. Now my invincibility's out and I must wait for those spikes to drop. Alright, sneaky again. Over to the left here is an extra life, if, yeah, you want to go get that. And while I contemplate the existence of anti-gravity sand waterfalls, I'm going to finish up that unnecessary info. S3 and K can also connect with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to allow you to play as Knuckles there and traverse Westside Island in the same manner. Connecting with the original Sonic the Hedgehog, or any other Genesis cartridge for that matter, will activate the blue sphere minigame with the infamous "No way! No way?" message. There you can play special stages relatively endlessly. I mean it, with Sonic 1 locked on, there's like 100 million of them. That's akin to spending the rest of your life playing every last level, non-stop. And I doubt you'll finish by the time you reach your midlife crisis. So, one time skip later, we find an ancient escalator and then handlebars you can grab onto. The handlebars serve a better purpose with Sonic since he can't glide, but I guess if you want that spelunker feel, be my guest. The music is quite addicting. Alright, if we can get over there and push this out of the way. Wow, that moves slow. Push, push, push. And that serves no purpose, cause I can glide. Climbing, 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 waiting, waiting, waiting. Boxhead man, or whatever your name is, stay out of my way. So, move up here. If we jump on this platform and then climb up again, we'll find 20 more rings and flame shield. Then, when we act the salmon and glide upstream, here's 20 more rings and the topmost part of the level. Ooh. Extra life by conventional means. That hasn't happened in a while. And now we go down. We drop. Slide down the slide and drop some more. Oh, dropping on those spikes would have really sucked. What's over here? Nothing! I thought so. Well, that's all I have to say on Act 1, and just in time, there's another unnecessary handbar we can just jump down. On the left is quicksand, and on the right is a pyramid rising out of the ground! It's a door! Say hello to Guardian. He's pretty much a golem. Oh, but his head is invulnerable, and when you hit him, he falls back a little bit and reforms with sand around him. What you want to do is push him into the quicksand, where he'll explode. Yeah, apparently quicksand is volatile. You learn something new every day. We could have been buddies, Guardian, but you had to go jump at the first chance to ambush me. Yes, terrible joke to pass the time. I make it a habit to do this instead anyway. You'll see in a little bit. After he turns around, yeah, that's right, you can make the Guardian jump into the quicksand himself. Ah, old habits. They die hard. Pro skills! They also die hard. That's Act 1. Into the pyramid with you! And the first thing we see in Act 2? Ghosts! That's right, Sonic left them out on his way to Lava Reef. How irresponsible. So I'm just gonna pull on this hanger-looking switch. That actually makes me curious on how the lights work in here. Are they gas-powered chambers that when you pull the hanger, it releases small clouds of flammable gas? Or maybe it's a primitive version of those lights that automatically turn off when you're not in the room. And they only look like torches. And these things, you have to push open the doors. They look like they're made out of black metal. This civilization must have been pretty advanced to build something like this. Well, not too advanced, because Knuckles is the only one left on the island, but advanced enough. So these things are scattered everywhere in the act, and you have to use every last one of them. It's practically going back and forth between that and the hangars. Sand slides! The first of the big reasons why I dislike Sandopolis as much as I do. If you don't jump on these slides in a certain manner, they'll loop forever. I timed out once just because of that, and then I dedicated myself to figuring that out. And I did eventually. Still timed out, but at least I figured it out. So, after that fiasco, here's another latch for the door above us. We push that, and then we slingshot ourselves up into this next push block, which we need to get to the doorway. It's pretty time-consuming, like I mentioned, so if you're not fast enough, you'll be shut out, or on the rare occasion, crushed by the door. I don't think you'd let that happen to you, though. Yep, Act 2's chock full of puzzles. What's a chock? Anyway, this is where the level starts to have it out for me. First I forget about that next latch for the ceiling door and go on like nothing happened. Then I can't grab onto the switch. This is just altogether awful. So after I realize that the door is still shut, yeah, look at that. I go back and I'm like, oh, I forgot to push this thing, adoy. No, Sandopolis, go away. The level's hard enough without you hiding things behind pillars. Scorpget, and we move on. Loop-de-loop-de up once. Loop-de-loop-de up twice. Checkpoint! I am happy to see you, my friend. I don't understand how many close calls I've had here. Usually followed by completely stupid moments, but this time I played it safe. And now it's dark again. If it stays dark for long enough, those ghosts will start attacking again, but I'm not too worried. All it takes to dispel them is a jump. Next, we destroy that plug and let the sand flow free. It kind of just consumes everything in the background, and at the same time, it'll carry us to the next part. Oh no! The game's spazzing out because I collected 3 rings simultaneously! Well, actually, that's my computer slowing down for whatever reason, and I apologize for that. So the sand continues to rise for a while, and you can actually get crushed by the sand if you stay in one spot for too long, while it's still rising. This isn't like the quicksand in Act 1, it's quite solid. So the next latch is up there. I'm just gonna push that. Push. Push! No, don't stand on it. Stand does not equal push. Head this way and destroy the next sand plug over there, and the sand will continue to rise again. In this little chamber over to the right, there is 10 rings and a speed-up TV thing. And there's just enough time to get them both if you do it right. I didn't. More ring magnetism, that's always good. I should be on the other side though, because that's where the door is. Push this latch before loss of life happens. Get in there! Here come the ghosts! They're gonna get you! Here they come! The sand's still coming! Oh, ba-ja-ba! Damn. Just 20 rings in this little pocket before they get covered up. You can't touch me, ghosts! You can't. No matter how hard you try. And there's the hanger. Let's get this door open. In quick jump. I wasn't joking. The latches are everywhere. This is like a survival run of some horror game. Get that score. And I didn't want to grab that. Oh, kicks will work, but not here. And the hanger again. Blast it! Stop jumping into scorps! Yeah. And for the next 10 segundos or so, I'm just exploring again. So expect to speed up. Sometime. Yeah, there it is. Thought there was something in there, but there isn't. Nothing there. There's usually something hidden in obscure corners like that one. Stupid impulse! Stop jumping out of the blue! It gets you hit. It gets me hit, rather. Loop-de-loop-de up here. And at the top of the slide is a flame shield. I don't know what kind of purpose that serves, except for the extra hit. Loop-de-loop-de up for the last time, and this puzzle. This puzzle. This puzzle, this puzzle, this puzzle, this puzzle, this puzzle. This one right here is the culmination of all my frustration towards Sandopolis, so it's only fitting it would be at the end of the level. Sure. It's right down here, and it features a push block, a hanger switch, a latch, this thing which serves no purpose but to deceive you, and Scorp, well, being Scorp. See what I'm doing here? That is not the correct thing to do. Incorrect! And the door closes almost instantly, so you have to find a way to keep that door open long enough. And I'm like, door, I forgot what to do here. Somebody help me. What a pain. Another time skip later, I remembered something absolutely vital. You can climb the door. I felt so stupid when I figured that out for the first time. That was my spinning barrel, in that the game doesn't give you not one hint. I, as the gamer, had to work it out myself. No help from the manual. I barely had access to the internet. Just a guy, his lack of wit, and his Sonic Mega Collection. So now we can push this block over with super sumo speed! And have it back up the latch just long enough for us to get through. Just long enough. The door closes right behind you. And then jump into another Scorp! How many times am I going to do that? This next part is infinitely simpler. Just some wall climbing exercise. Break through these doors. Doors? No. They're like barrier things. And this... I jumped over that too! And this final door will drop us into the boss area. Finally! We're out of this forsaken puzzly world. Just one more obstacle, and that's Egg Robo in this giant mech thing you might recognize from Sonic Adventure 2. That's right, it's the Egg Golem. What you must do is absolutely never be pushed over to the opposite wall. You will be crushed and subsequently depressed. The Egg Golem is decorated with spikes all over its chest and back. You'll want to avoid them and hit the crown to blow off its armor. I don't know how that works, nor do I know how it magically re-equips itself after a few seconds, but after 8 hits, it won't matter! I can breathe easily again! I just noticed something. I never used Super Form for this zone! No! Oh well, I guess that just proves I didn't need it. Would have made things easier, but what can you do? onto Lava Reef! And right off the bat, we are not given any slack. You think because of this I despise Lava Reef even more than I do Sandopolis, but nope. Regardless, you need to exercise absolute caution here. Except when you're beating the crap out of this excavation machine. Won't really do anything, but... excuse me, sir, that's not how physics work. So yes, absolute caution. There are plenty of mean tricks here. They aren't quite on the same level as that one trap in Mystic Cave, but they are quite worthy of the phrase, platformer hell. There's an extra life. So, this has got to be the most dangerous volcanic fortress ever. We've got things, very deadly things, in an extra long and painful procession. There's rivers of lava, jet-powered platforms, more balls on chains, spikes, flying fire snake-looking things, Hadoken spam, and a theme that'll stay in your head for all eternity because you lost your flame shield and jumped into one fireball too many. Shotokan! Oh, and then there's Uwamidoki. But he's cool. Rock on, bro. After talking about fireballs, I could really use a flame shield right about now. In the meantime, your half-circle forward punch antics do not amuse! But if there's any one thing I can't stand in this zone, it's those friggin' tubes that emit poison gas. I don't know if you've heard of them, they're called Toximisters! In part 11, I accidentally called them Toximeisters, completely missing what they did there. Slip of the tongue. Anyway, not only do the poison clouds stick to you like glue and reduce your ring count, they make your speed and jumping ability even worse. Yes! Flame shield! I just gotta wait for this thing to come back down. And then, oh god, childhood. This part. These things definitely remind me of those Bumble Balls. Who else remembers those? Also, I want to firmly believe that Magneto is controlling them from behind that wall there. I think I'm playing too much Marvel. Uh-oh. And more platformer hell! Spikes on an ascending slope with Toximisters hanging right behind them. This is totally your day, Knuckles. So, in other news, I might actually be getting a capture card and on external hard drive pretty soon. Not directly, but that's Sminesh nothing. Not directly, but if I play my cards right, I will definitely obtain the income necessary, and possibly then some. Punching through more rocks! Helps me get my daily fix of madly! There's an invincibility canister up there, and that'll definitely help with that glide. And then you really don't have to worry about anything for the next 10 seconds or so. Lava snakes. Uwamidoki, hi. Toximister, screw you. Bet if I had questions to answer here, I would answer them, but I don't. So, we'll just open this last door and fight this last Act 1 boss! I don't even know what to call these things. But the boss is called Heat Arms. That is more than one. But only one shows up, and it has 3 fingers. I know. I'll call them Thumb and Pinky so as not to be confused. It's one messed up looking hand, though. So this boss is a little more durable than the other Act 1 bosses, being able to withstand a maximum of 14 hits before going down. Thumb and Pinky can each take 4. Be careful with your attacks as you're on an uneven slope. You could jump at the wrong angle, right into Thumb or Pinky's fire. Juke you! Juke you! And that's the last Act 1 boss! Can you believe it? Almost done with the game. No! Where's that monitor? It's right where Knuckles is standing. Oh. Alright, this is practically the last challenge. Lava Reef, Act 2. There's the cooldown. Gotta stay calm, keep your composure. Gotta be careful. Hit that switch. That's not careful. Since I didn't feel like losing lives, I opted to go up here. I don't want to lose lives just yet. Fun fact, even though Uwamidoki explodes, and you see the 100 points, you don't actually get those points. Keep an eye on that score and you'll see what I mean. Up here's a flame shield, if I can jump properly. This will make things so much easier here, especially considering what's up ahead. Flamethrowers! We'll be seeing a lot of those later on. Ignore those Robotnik monitors and take this handy high-speed transport tunnel! Don't move too fast, though. You'll lose control. That's a given. And if I can get up there Yeah, there's another flame shield up there in case you lose the first one. More Iwamadoki! Blocking your explodable bits! Ah! How does fire even do that? Okay, being cautious this time. Cautious. Good. Up here is a checkpoint. And no, the red spring! Ah, I didn't want to go in there. Oh well, let's see if we can't win something. This bonus stage acts like a combination of Sonic 1's special stage and the Sonic 2 slot machine casino night thing. Let's try that again because Power Formation doesn't give us anything. Apparently. Ring! 10 rings! Alright. Now that we have 50 plus rings, the first ring we pick up on the outside will give us a continue. Not that we need it, but that's pretty nifty. There's so many ways to pick one up in this game. Okay, we're out of here. And the first thing we come back to is 2 Toximisters in a row in a small hallway. That's pretty unfair game. How about that? Vertical conveyor belt with spikes on the bottom. You know, there's always spikes on the bottom. God forbid we... Right on, more spikes. Disappointing. Time skip because this is the last level and I died twice by way of flamethrower. The second one was pretty humorous, but these flamethrowers are no joke. I mean, if you don't time your glide right here, this is as far as you go without a flame shield. If it's any indication of platformer hell, then I told you so back in Act 1. They are everywhere, and as you see, they don't shoot straight either. They sweep back and forth. I almost resent the comment I made in Flying Battery. Back and forth. Get out of my way, you keg thing, you. Meh. Here's a checkpoint, thank God. This is the last flame shield in the game, so don't squander it. This will allow us to get to that next switch easily. Something. A throat. And then 3 Toximisters in a row. Fortunately, we can glide over all of them. 1 mace, 2 maces, 3 maces. Of course. Well, looks like I'll have to tough it out again. Waiting for the flamethrowers to turn off. High-speed tunnel. Be careful. What was that? No! What was that? You think those half-pipes would send me up and down accordingly, but no! They just send me into the wrong corner and backwards. It was just another account of the game trolling me. And now it's the mace's turn to be everywhere. Ah, screw that red spring. This is just unbelievable. I don't pay enough attention as it is. And flamethrowers everywhere! Again! Oh, jeez. I almost mistook that third one for a switch. They look so similar. But fortunately, this pretty much ends platformer hell. The only wall climbing we'll have to do now is up ahead, and it's only to floating kegs of I don't know what. What's in those things? You could go up the kegs, but I chose to go up the side. No! Don't punish me for wanting to glide! I didn't even see that until it was too late. Okay, we're almost home free. Judging by this glide, we're not that far from the end. Right. Wamadogi, hi guy. No, crap! I thought that was a switch! Again! For what? I don't know. The end of the level is right here. Would you look at that? We're back in Hidden Palace. There are no enemies in sight. There are also no rings. Someone could surprise dropkick me right now and I'd run right into it. But no, there's just a teleporter here to take us up to Sky Sanctuary where we immediately collect 3 rings. And we need to hold on to those 3 rings because here comes Egg Robo and a crane game machine thing. Unfortunately, there's no way to avoid getting caught. And as the screen scrolls over, we see the robot's final card. Another robot! But it's not just any old robot, it's Mecha Sonic! Final music battle theme start! Humorously, he takes out Egg Robo, but that just leaves us. He has a spinning attack on both the ground and the air. He also bounces and sometimes dashes backwards, which means he has more mobility than we do. If I had to nitpick one thing about this fantastic final battle with Angel Island in the background, I do love this matchup, so it would be that this fight would be that much better if he wasn't so predictable. If you had to guess which attack he was going to use, that would be so much better. Like, you think he's going to boing? Pow! Air dash right in your face, like that. Mecha Sonic down. Or is he? No, he's not! He retreats momentarily and jumps onto the Master Emerald. What? What? When did he get that? When did that get there? Oh, dear Lord, it's a Super Mecha Sonic! Panic button! Panic button! To me, this is the most exciting, most nerve-wracking boss battle in the game, and quite possibly my favorite in the entire series. Screw Egg Robo. When else do you fight a robot that imitates your super form down to the Emerald? Complete with invulnerability, high-speed tackles, and energy blasts. This is why I love Mecha Sonic. Even though he doesn't have much screen time, everything he does screams chaotic evil. He doesn't care who he has to tear through to achieve his goal. I almost don't want to destroy him and finish the game. And if I didn't have to go through Sandopolis earlier, I'd take my time here, you know, play some card games with the guy, but we're running pretty long as it is. So you just keep shooting your energy blast, and I'll keep taking advantage of your need to recharge. Like really, that's the only thing keeping him from winning. He's completely invulnerable the rest of the time. So after 6 more hits, he decides to take the fight a little more cautiously and stalk you from the air. He also shoots rings. They hurt. But all you have to do is hit him 2 more times. He very briefly turns back to normal. Don't kick me! Prick. Ugh. No, I missed my chance to attack. I've got this. Mecha Sonic, it's been fun, but I've got to get that Master Emerald back to Angel Island. Oh no, he's blowing up. Oh no, everything else is blowing up. No, wait, this is different. Master Emerald, protect me! Hooray! The Master Emerald is saved! And there's Sonic filling in for Tails, apparently. Well, this was his plan originally, after all, so ultimately I am not surprised. And with the passing off of the Master Emerald to its rightful place, we secure our victory and end the Knuckles play-along. Thank you all for watching, and now that this part is over, hopefully I can get to that Toho J-Play. I've definitely got a few subscribers looking forward to that, so I'm gonna get back on that as soon as possible. As for the Rival Schools J-Play, I'm still up in the air about that. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Whenever I try recording, the frame rate is just too low. But if I can get that capture card, it's all good, because I do have a copy of it around. So it might have to wait until then. In the meantime, look forward to the next part of the Sonic 3 and Knuckles J-Play, where since I don't have any other obstacles in my path, we can finish off the game and freely collect the rest of the Super Emeralds. Honest. Catch you guys next time, and enjoy the credits!